I didn't lock it. You are not that face heavy. I'm so mad you're acting like you're this freaking top heavy. I like this one. Good morning, good morning. It's 4:38 in the morning. Is that an eyeball with candy? It's You're following me? I guess that's a good thing. Good morning. I'm literally just saying that because I literally just woke up. Not even 8 minutes ago. I feel like everybody needs to give me a time check-in where the hell you are. I'm in New York. It's 1 minute to 4:40. And I can't figure out what is that annoying beep. Where the hell is it coming from? Someone sent me a photo. Wait, what? Why do I bother chatting with people if they don't actually listen? I don't understand this. You just... I thank God I was sleeping for that. I don't understand. If I sent you a text, if I sent you a message, you don't send me the same one back. I sent you a message with a question in it, and you're gonna sit up here and send me the same damn thing. You just got... Where are you? Oh. Vito. It's been a minute. It's been a real good minute. Thank you. I haven't seen you on your live. What's good? Between, what's good? I got COVID, so then I had zero voice whatsoever. I did go live for a little bit, but I couldn't even speak. I couldn't talk, so, you know, I was only on here for a quick minute. and I have like severe asthma, so I had no voice. I still kind of don't have energy and whatnot. But I got better, and then I made my Halloween costume. I'm doing better now, but like for me, like I got COVID, and then right after COVID, I got sick again. That's because I got COVID from my job. So I don't know which one of them gave me COVID. And then I had traveled. First kids were sick. We traveled, got back, got COVID, got better. Then the kids got sick, so then I got sick. It was just like a whole ring around the rosy kind of BS. Then even after I did get better, like I said, I was making my Halloween costume, and then I had gotten a lot of orders, and then I wasn't on live here. I was on live on my other account for my crocheting. So, cause I also had to get on live there. I am not great at multi-man. I was good. If I had a manager, I would probably be able to manage this a lot better, but I don't. But I seen you on your live. That's good. I get on live. I see you up here. I do have like a little more time in the mornings, but it's just way too hectic. I know, I saw it. Moving sucks. It wasn't even until I moved to this apartment, even though I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and I live alone by my damn self. Okay, and there's really nothing in the other bedroom. I left the bed in there, just in case if anybody does happen to move in or stay over, there is a bed. But there's nothing in the other bedroom other than literally a bed. And it wasn't until I moved here that I realized how much shit I really had. I have a lot of stuff. And one big thing that takes over is my yarn. But that makes sense. What do you mean nap? What time is it where you are for you to be told me I had a nap? Like, I want to know where the hell are you? Because that was me still sleeping. I was sleep. Yeah, what's good? I haven't been getting on live here. So, like, I just happened to wake up and I was just like, let me just go on live. But then I was still sleepy, so I was trying to wake up. It's 4:40 in the morning. Like, please don't crucify me. It's super early. Good morning. I was trying to wake up. Normally, I'm at what's called, like before I had got COVID, I was super good about waking up super early. I got no problems with it. Like, I still felt the energy and whatnot, but now it's just you and your insomnia. Nope, if I don't get some sleep, like, the kids will just eat me alive. Oh, what's called it? Look. I finally, oh my gosh, it took me forever to find this color yarn, so I need to put it on here, but I didn't apply the straps yet because I want to add the green around. Jeez, did I go up a cup size? Here's the top. Here's this skirt, but I'm not gonna put that on. It's really, well, it's snug-ish. I'm just hoping when I add the green, it'll be a more relaxed. Like, I feel like they're like really holding me up, like a good bustier. In a way, I'm going to put this stitch right in here. But I also have the coat that I'm trying to finish up. My stupid brother didn't ask me to make him another one of the hats that I made him at the last freaking minute. And then my older sister, she asked me to make her friend some baby booties and a bucket hat. Like, people always getting me running around. So I'm almost done with this, but here's the coat. I think this is like a good dead giveaway of what I'm gonna be for Halloween. Yes! I made my Halloween costume. And then I'm just stitching the sides together, and then I'm going to make a green border line. Because I couldn't find the perfect, you know, Beetlejuice costume, and it was getting on my nerves because they're all wedding dresses. They're either the suit or the wedding dress, and I'm just like, I just wanted a two-piece. It'll look good no matter how much I think about it. But this chest is killing me. My chest is not meant for my body. It's not. You know, when I was a little girl, I actually prayed to get boobs because I was the only one who didn't have them. And like, I can't even get it off. In less than 14 months, they magically appeared. Like, I got them literally right before. As you hear, blessings are curses on the other side. So remember that. I didn't know how annoying boobs were. So boobs are annoying. When you lay down, they hurt. People stare at them constantly. Everybody gets the wrong size. I remember the first time I went to Victoria's Secret and they were just like, oh, okay, I got your size. You look like this. Before they even measured me. Okay? Yes, well, blessings or curses on each. I don't like getting blessings because they're curses. People always saying, it's a blessing to look so young. No, it's a curse. It's a curse. Okay? It's a blessing to be super wealthy. No, it's a curse. You're like smart in some aspects and like not smart in some other aspects. like when my employers, they bought a house, the dad didn't know that he would have to pay water and electricity and for gas because they lived what's called in a high-rise apartment building that had all of this stuff included. So very, very wealthy. Never thought we had to, when you bought a house, there were other expenses to it. I don't watch the news because I when I was young, I was just like, I'm not watching the news because I already feel smart, but then the news make me feel smarter, and then I feel like I'm just lost in this world. I don't mean to be, I'm not, I don't want to say I'm overly smart or anything like that, but just even now, still to this day, I just feel so much more intelligent. Oh, thank you. You know, I thought that would make a sound. That's one of the reasons why I picked it. Do you know which ones make a sound? I thought it would make like an adorable like meow or a wolf or like something like that. Why the hell do they have like little voice things or sound boxes next to them? Well, that, in a way, you know, that does kind of suck. I like hearing the sounds to things. I don't know if it's that like a me thing. Maybe it's a me thing. I don't see them. Mine probably sucks. I'm gonna call it. Mine's probably sucks. Mind you, it's been crazy over here where I live. I feel like there's like some weird freaking mysterious beings, okay? Because even though I thought I never would get COVID, okay? My mother was an asshole when my mother's already an asshole, but she was more of an asshole when she had COVID. She got COVID 3 times. Oh, Long Island, Nassau County, Freeport, New York. Are you staying in New Jersey? How far in New Jersey are you? Well, it depends on how far you are in New Jersey. And mind you, even if I wasn't on Long Island, we would be probably pretty distant because upstate New York is a very big farm country. So I always find it funny how people only know Manhattan. People don't know Long Island. People don't know the rest of New York. Like, you can go to a farm. There's farms here in New York. Like, you can, if you want that farm life, we have that here in New York. You're just not going to be next to the city. You're going to be a while went away. Jay, the cool one. Is there another Jay that you know that's not the cool one? Don't even stress about it. Up until 2 years ago, I hadn't been to the city in 10 years. In 10 years, I hadn't been to the city. So, I don't know why everybody just goes to the city and never go to Long Island. Because Long Island has multiple attractions. And we have like, what's called mini Manhattans. I like to call them mini Manhattans. Okay, I live next to a very, I live right next to a very long strip where It's such a headache. I know today's Friday and I'm gonna have a headache when I get home because there's gonna be no place to park. What's good? Well, I live in a gated community, so I don't gotta worry about that. But it is very stressful just getting down here because it's a dead end. It's right next to the water, and everybody's going to be here. Like from today until Monday, it's gonna be BS. Like I'm still learning about the place that I live. We have so many things, so many different attractions, so many places to go. Like never go to one. I like to travel. I haven't been able to really travel other than for work this year. Next year I'm definitely traveling for my birthday. I don't know. I feel like I need like in between 10 to 14 days. And it really kind of depends on how the pricing is going to be. So if the pricing is right, I might be on a cruise. If the pricing is a little off, I might be taking an Airbnb in some foreign country. I don't know which country I don't want to go to. You know, that's 2 years after I was born. And I think I had already traveled twice. But in state, my mother never bothered to get us passports. It wasn't until 3 years ago that I get my passport. And I got that for work. What? Thanks for what? Did you forget how old I was again? What's so bad about that? You do realize I've passed the threshold of being a young person, right? 23 was a young person, okay? But I still passed over 23. I'm not 23. I'm 30. I'm almost 31. I can't believe my half birthday was October 11th. And I didn't even know on October 11th is technically national it's National, weirdly enough, Black Women Day. Like you're supposed to support Black women. Well, don't make it sound like what's it called? You know, I'm like 16 and I'm making you feel bad when I was born. You gotta like cut 14 years over that. If I say I was born 14 years later, which would be what, 2010, then you can go ahead and say that. Then I will understand. I would understand that completely. But it's not, and I'm not. And if you feel old, then I feel old. See? But I do plan on traveling. I'm trying to save up. Oh, ha ha ha. You do realize what's cool? You don't pay anything to me. And mind you, it's not just about that kind of support too. It's not like I got a child by you. I wish I can just like, I probably should put in my bio, don't send me any messages saying that you want me to have your child. You have a 5-year-old, or for 5 years you were supporting? If you have a 5-year-old, that 5-year-old must feel really freaking tired. Or are you saying you paid child support for 5 years and it wasn't your child? And in that case, you know, like, I do so solemnly apologize. I feel. Don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm almost at the end. Oh, well then kudos. You know, what's it called? Well, I have never met my father, which is so sad, is because my sister, she has more daddy issues than I do. And people always thought that I would have the daddy issues. People always thought I would have daddy issues. Oh, well, would you look at that? Your child makes you feel old. At least I don't. But everybody thought that I would have daddy issues because technically we've met our father once when we were newborns. Okay. I don't know why that make you feel old. You need to work on that. Okay. But I just did like a huge back bend, like an overreach back bend. I think I should post that video later, but everybody kind of expected me to have the daddy issues because I was always put together, even as a child. Everybody thought that I would eventually make a mistake and, you know, do something crazy in my life that, you know, would be out of character. And I said, why the fuck would you think that? If you know me, I wouldn't do shit out of character because you know me. I always give you me. I don't give you some fake person or anything like that. So and especially when people found out my sister was pregnant before me, which like I always knew that was gonna happen. I always knew that was gonna happen. But people were really surprised and really shocked that my sister was pregnant before me. They were like, we were hoping you would do that one irresponsible thing in your entire life. I said, having a child should not be something somebody should do irresponsibly. And I don't know why you thought I was going to do that. If you talk to me and you tell me when we were kids that I would not join you in doing the bullshit that got your ass in trouble, why the hell would I go ahead and have a child? You literally just said to me, you remember me saying that I'm not going to do the shit that you're doing, but I'll stand there and watch. I won't tell on your ass, okay? I was sleeping, but I'm awake. Thank you for saying good morning. Anyway. I want kids. I just never wanted to be irresponsible with kids because my mother was extremely irresponsible. Okay, the bitch don't like kids, but she had twins. Okay, she had one choice: to have children or to never have children, and she decided to, let's call it, no, hun, it's been a minute. You're late to the game. I didn't wake up once and you just came at the wrong time for a conversation. But no, my mother, she had a choice. Either have kids or don't have kids at all. And she chose to have kids, but the bitch don't like kids. Like, the fuck you have kids for? So I never wanted to be irresponsible. I know my sister was going to be that way because the bitch is like my mother. Like, they're fucking twins. I'm her twin naturally by birth, but the bitch is my mother's twin through and through. Like, they do the same dumb shit constantly. They don't understand each other. Well, they say they don't understand each other constantly, but they're basically each other's biggest, you know, sympathetic support when it comes down to certain shit like that. The only difference is my sister has lived basically spoiled and responsible free, so she don't understand responsibilities. No matter what, my mother still had to like try to be responsible even though she didn't want to. Okay, but she had children and she never should have children. The bitch don't like kids. Okay, at all. Not one bit. My sister and my mother are going to practically break my, well, if she's not broken, she's almost broken. Thank you. I'm not going through it because right now I've been social distancing from my side of the family. It's just right now I'm still social distancing because I can't just get over some things, right? No, my mother loves everybody else's kids. She don't like her kids. She does not like her kids. She's actually said she has no problem with other people's kids because they're other people's kids and she don't have to be responsible for them. You just told your kids that. Like, you just told your kids that. As in, like, out of your mouth. Like, we didn't put words in your mouth. Nobody else helped you. Nobody else was there. It was only 3 of us. So when I go ahead and ask the question, why does my god brother can get an iPad for Christmas when he failed 4 out of 9 classes? Yet, I nearly failed. And mind, this was when we were living in Hempstead. And the grading system was completely different from when we moved to Westbury and went to Uniondale, okay? And what in Uniondale, the grades that I got in Hempstead, I would be passing with flying colors. The grades you get in Hempstead, almost every single person in Uniondale would be failing. Like almost nearly the entire school, okay, would be failing. I was surprised people were getting into, AP classes. It was only a handful. And then in Hempstead, you would have a full classroom that you would have multiples. I live in New York. But you would have multiple classrooms with AP, okay? And you barely seen like 1 or 2 classes. Okay? So she would literally, that's what she explained. It's like, they're not my kids. I don't have to worry about them. I like the fact that I don't have to think about that. You are my child and unfortunately my responsibility. So, if I say you don't deserve to get something because you are near failing, okay, near failing means I got like a 70. And mind you, I grew up as a sick child, okay? So me getting lower grades would actually be understandable given the fact that I was sick for nearly a week or 2 and I missed a lot of the curriculum. Most of the shit that I learned for school was self-taught because I was at home by myself, teaching myself how to do this shit. And my mother would not help. Okay? Very frustrating. She was already mad that she was a right-handed and I'm left-handed. So obviously couldn't go to that one. It's one thing if you don't like kids, but you love your kids. And it's another thing if you love other people's children more than you love your own. Why the hell did you have kids in the first place? Hey, Samuel. I live in New York, not Massachusetts. I don't know if you heard me. Let's call it just running things through and through. And people still surprised. I get shocked how shocked people are surprised today that I still am responsible. Yes, I'm a lefty. When I say me and my twin were opposites, we're complete opposites. She's right-handed. And mind you, her handwriting looks like chicken scratch. It looks crazy. This world is not built for left-handed people. I'm just saying this. It's so sad because, like, I am a lefty, but I can write with my right hand. I just don't like it because it looks like chicken scratch. Well, it still looks better. It looks better than most people handwriting, but I don't like how it looks. I'm very more devious. I'm very more petty. Like, the things that I don't do to you hurt more than the things I would, because I would care. How how old am I?
Yes, sorry.
Oh, you seem like you're new, right? I'm 30. Well, technically I'm 30 and a half. Because let's call it now, in less than 6 months, I will be 31. I always get happy and excited by that.
Yeah,
I am April 11th. I am an Aries baby. I don't. Let's go. I think everybody should know their half birthdays. I think everybody should know their half birthdays. That is like true through and through. Like, well, which kind of Aries did you get? Because you know you have a second zodiac too. Well, let's call it. I've celebrated my birthday by myself for several years. It wasn't even until last year did I celebrate my did I not celebrate my birthday alone. Because I got so used to it. Because my mother would just take my sister out for her birthday. Like, I think the last time. Oh wait, wasn't last. Yeah, no. What's call it? Last year was fucked up. This year was fucked up. Last year and this year I had my birthday with my friends. Why? What happened? That's, by the way, I don't know if it's horrible or not, but my mother's always liked my sister better because they have similarities, and my mother always feel like my sister was her when she was younger. Like, you know, when, you know, that parent that has a child and their child is like a reminder of how their younger years were when they were struggling and shit like that, and then they kind of overcompensated. That's how my mother is. I can't even say was. That's how she still is with my sister. I don't even. Let's go it. It does happen. Sadly enough, it really, really does. And it goes like almost, it's like nearly unnoticeable. It's nearly unnoticeable that most, I'm a nanny. So I do know that it nearly goes unnoticeable. Actually, not even nearly. It really does go unnoticeable by the parent. Like, it's not until someone else brings it to their attention. And I'm so sorry about your depression. I think I had depression when I was in like middle school, but then I kind of like gave up on the people who gave me that depression, and I've never really had another depression before. Like, I think that's when the nice me kind of like died. I say there was a nice me. There used to be a nice me. There really was. Okay, now there's a kind me. Like, I'm considerate of your shit, and I feel bad and sympathetic at times, and then there are times I don't feel bad and sympathetic. Like, yes. Yeah, it's, what's good? It's bad. When I was younger, I had more thoughts. And I spoke to, we went to family therapy, and I was just, it was bull. It was complete bull. It was complete bull. Because my mother and sister, they're compulsive liars, and I'm a compulsive truth teller. So when you got two people that tell the same lie, and you got one person that tell the truth, who's telling the truth and who's telling the lie? I never believe anything that comes out of my mother's mouth, and I never believe anything that comes out of my sister's mouth unless I check for it. What is that? Yeah, you actually kind of do. Sometimes you also, like, before you forgive yourself, you need to sit in. I had never heard of it before, but once I heard it, I got it. Like, sometimes you need to sit in the grief that, that the abuse caused. Okay, like, certain things happen and you gotta sit in it. Like, my mother was a complete abuser. Like, she still kind of is. She got you physically, emotionally, psychologically, any kind of way round as an abuser. She was that. Okay, now she couldn't do it physically because I started fighting back. But she still is in all other ways. But once you, like, sit in it, look at it, and then you don't need to, like, jump over to the next mountain. You really have to learn to walk back down that mountain. When you get to your peak, that's when you'll notice it. And it is okay to sit down on that peak for a moment, because you just walked this entire way up by your goddamn self, and it was a lot of struggles, and you can sit in it. It's okay. I'm not prepared for the aftermath of the elections, by the way. You just snuck that in there. No. It's already crazy here. But once you sit on your peak, you just start walking slowly. You don't even have to get to the bottom as quickly as possible. You can take breaks on your way down. Okay, you might not have taken a break getting up to that peak, but as you're walking down, let's call it, this giant mountain of bullshit that you were just standing on top of, it is okay to slowly get down that mountain. You don't want to accidentally trip and fall, because then you're going to get yourself hurt. You want to take your time getting down to the mountain, and then you'll finally be at your peace and you can continue on your way. I think all hardships are like mountains in your life, and it depends on how quickly you go up that mountain when you reach your peak and when you can come down your mountain. Are you talking to me? Or, like, I'm not getting, like, who you're talking to. For me, which is sad, is like, let's call it, I've had a session alone with therapists, and then I've had a family group session. Okay, now once we in a family group session, it's like complete chaos. No, when Thank You said therapy. Now I know you're talking to me, Vito. I was talking about Thank You. But it's good that you haven't had an episode. Like, just slowly come from it. You don't have to have a great day every single time. I spoke to a therapist, and which is so sad, because, like, the therapist is like, your biggest cause, the biggest strain in your life is your family, and you would actually need to be complete no contact. And I was actually told that years ago when my mother kind of, like, effed up my dog's a therapist. You also got to find your own personal therapy. When I started trying to apply to colleges, and then not only did my mother not mail in my application to colleges, but she told my guidance counselor for schools that I will not be considering any colleges. Do not send my transcripts to any colleges other than a community college that was here. Because she believed those colleges were small colleges and those were not real colleges. So you would rather me go to a community college than an actual university just because you don't know what university it is? Wow. Really? Okay. I don't have any student debt or anything like that. But my therapist is like, they would be the biggest strain on your life. And you would need to go non-contact with them. I barely have contact with my family. They only call me or anything like that if they need help. They need help for me to clean up whatever bullshit mess that they done left me to clean up, because I've always been doing that for I don't know how long. For as long as I can remember, I've always had to clean up somebody's mess, either my mother or my sisters, one of the two. Sometimes even my mom's boyfriends, I would have to clean that up. They're not bad, but like given the fact, what's it called, it's like non-excusable, because I actually had to do a bunch of research to actually just show to her what the hell these damn colleges was, for her to just was like, well, I didn't really know the colleges and they were just small colleges, but I already gave you everything for you to know. Are you happy about that? I haven't really spoken to my sister. My sister's an asshole, and you know, I don't like how she is with my niece. It's been oh haha, that's a crazy joke. Yeah, no, both my mother and sister, they're not reasonable people. They are complete narcissists. And imagine living in a home with two narcissistic people. What's crazy is that the apartment that we had lived in, I had planned on taking over the lease. And when my mother was thinking about moving out, I said, if you're going to leave, take your daughter with you. Still to this day, I tell my mother, I don't call my mother Mom, I call her Sam. I don't know how long. It's been like, I think I started calling her Sam when I was 17. So it was like 16, 17, I started calling her Sam, or that lady. I don't call her Mom unless I'm referring to her. But I don't call her Mom. I don't call her anything like that. And I literally I don't say my sister, I say your daughter. I might say my twin, but I don't call my sister, she's my sister. The bitch actually, when I grew up, she kind of said she was a cousin. Yeah, in a way. So my mother right now is like stuck in a rock and a hard place, because she can't believe that her also loving child could like do so much harm to her and not think about her or respect her or to take care of her. I said, why would you expect any of those in the first place? You never required them, ever. You only required that from me. From her? From my sister? You never required any of that. None of it. You never required her to respect you, to care for you, to think of you. You only expected her to be herself. She had to live peacefully, okay? Now, let's go. Despite the abuse, there was really nothing else. And my mother actually felt more guilty for my sister whenever she would do something to her, and she didn't feel any sympathy for me, because apparently to her I didn't show it. I was just me, and I don't know. A lot of people think that I'm just like this hard rock that'll never break. Why? You didn't even bother to pick me up, to feel me around, to see if I'm actually hard or not. So I don't understand how you would think that I was a hard rock in the first place. Grundy Reed? Is that how you pronounce it? Ooh. But I tried to live by my own rules growing up, even though it was hard. Ooh. This one's a little more tight since I have a shoulder injury. a pass. Which pass? How many pass? How many passes can I give her?
30살.
Not really. I'm actually very stiff.
30살.
I don't stretch as much as I used to.
30살이에요.
Shamshir. Mm-hmm.
주소가 어떻게 돼요?
Do you know how many times my mother has contacted me? And you know what's the last bullshit my mother and sister left me?
주소가 어떻게 돼요?
Yep. Stressing helps relieve stress and pressure and things like that. The last thing my mother left for me, she actually, I think she called me like last week. And then before that, it's called last week. This is October. Okay, so last week would still be considered October, right?
전화번호는 어떻게 돼요?
They're just long. They're long. They're unusually long.
어디 가는 거예요? 어디 가는 거예요?
Yeah, that sounds like the real child syndrome.
어디 가는 거예요?
It's not a gun show. It's just natural. I've never really had much fat on my arms. I always had muscle.
이메일 주소는 어떻게 돼요?
My mother contacted me a week ago, and then before that, it wasn't in August.
주소는 어떻게 돼요? 행운을 빌어요.
Well, what's called would you feel really sad if you would have missed your was you like really close to your dad?
빌어요.
See, I can understand if you like really, really close to a parent, I would be feeling some type of way because I did have
잘했어요.
she was like a friend of the family's, her daughter's wife, and she passed away when I was like 8 years old, and she was more like a mom, you know, than anything else.
성질 계세요?
No.
즐거운 성탄절 되세요?
Well, I've always been doing these stretches since I was a little kid. And repairing your relationship, yeah, I guess, like, okay, there's just some people that you can't repair a relationship no matter what. You know, and then something gets in the way when you're trying to repair that unrepairable relationship. I felt bad because you couldn't fully get the healing that you were looking for. Usually when you're repairing a relationship, you're also looking to heal.
건배.
You better not get it in the next life. That means you're gonna go through the same bullshit.
건배.
Just wait, was he buried or was he cremated? Because you know you either gotta bury it or throw it into the fire. Stop.
축하해요. 축하해요. 축하해요.
I don't have a twin sister in Houston, Texas University. My sister went to Florida, but she's here now doing absolutely nothing. She's not even taking care of her daughter. Okay. Well, what you need to do, which is like a great exercise, is you need to write down all those unanswered questions. Make sure there's a question mark next to them, and then whichever ones that were the serious ones, depending on the level, do it like a 5-star rating with like the question marks. So if it was like a minor one, just 1 question mark. If it was a major one, like 5 question marks, and then just fold that up and give it to him. You know, just throw a little craziness to the dead.
사랑해요.
Well, I'm older. I have no kids. I'm still a virgin. I'm a 30. I'm what's it called? I'm that movie, the 30-year-old virgin. Crazy, isn't it? Growing up, I didn't even know that, like, what's it called? I didn't even think that virginity was like something to be like kept and guarded and to keep. I thought it was just something that was there. Like, you know how when you get like your flu shots, your vaccines every year, or once one, get that one vaccine that you never need to get again. Mm. Well, what's called writing out those unanswered questions will, what's called it, some of them might be answered already, but you might think that they're not, which is always good, because some people, what's called, if you're trapped in your head, it's always best to see it in visual. Because what's called, my doctor told me I think of a million things at a day. And the reason why I don't even remember my dreams is that my brain don't even shut off when I'm sleeping. So, like, having something in front of you that's visual, you'll feel much better. Even if they're unanswered questions, you might literally have the answers to some of the questions and you didn't even realize it until you wrote out the actual question. But you will feel better.
Sam. Sam.
No, virginity is some, what's called it, it's not I don't think it's constructed by men, but I think virginity has kind of like lost its value, sadly enough, due to most men. Well, that's good. That's a good thing. For me, I have unanswered questions, and my mom's still alive. But what's called, there were a lot of questions that I wanted to ask my mother, but when I think back on it, I actually had the answers to those questions. What's called, because like my mother, she's when she's upset, she don't think clearly. She automatically say shit, and she wanted giving her shit away. So, like, she told me the answers to these questions, but just at that time I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't really listening. I just, like, I had the answer, but I didn't even know that I had the answer. Yeah, but when I mean, like, I grew up and I didn't think I needed to like save it, but the reason why I wind up keeping it is because it just annoyed me. Everybody's so focused on the virginity. Growing up, everybody's like, "Do you still have your virginity?" And what's called, "I'm gonna be the one to take it." No, I'm gonna be the one to take it. No, I should be the one to have. It's like it's you, what is this? This is not a shooting. What's called? This is not a carnival game, and you get the target and you win a prize. Like, it's not that kind of thing. Mind you, what's so crazy is that as a young person, people like obsess over trying to get the daggone virginity, and now as an adult, people are so scared of the damn daggone virginity. I was like, what do you think is going? You think if I just give my virginity to you, I'm going to be absolutely obsessed with you, whether I wait to marriage or not wait to marriage to give it away? Why do you think that these come with certain strings that's going to be unbreakable? Like, why? People get so scared about hearing someone's, what's called it, that has a virginity. I said I'm a virgin, okay, but I never said I didn't do anything else. I never said that. You just assumed immediately. Yeah, people are not bright. People automatically assume because somebody doesn't, what's called it, have things vaginally, that they won't do anything else. Why? Did you ask me? Did you bother? Okay, and I found out that I am a demisexual. So I don't have a clear preference physically, but if we can have a connection, you know, entirely different connection, I can understand that. But like, people don't want to try to have a connection with people. People like not having connection. People like to have a physical connection because you can easily separate it. I don't want that. You can keep that. How is that on the A spectrum? Well, you can. What's called you be? I don't need you to be respectful. I already respect my body, okay. But if you more respectful to my body than I am, we need to talk. We really need to talk. Like, how much respectful can you be to somebody else's body? Okay. Like, I'm not China. What's called not glass. Hell, I'm not even like a sticky slime. Like, I need you to do something too. And obviously, I haven't done it, so I'm more lost than you. Oh. Oh.
Oh, thank you. Hello.
Good morning.
So, yeah, I'm Professor Stowe. Good morning. I'm 3 hours behind you.
It's so, and you're up at 2:30 in the morning.
Yep, almost 2:40. I was sick last night, so I went to bed at like 7. But
So you woke up at 2:30 in the
yeah,
morning?
because I went to bed at 7 p.m.
Yeah, I know. I heard that. I'm just still trying to figure out why'd you woke up at 2:30 if you went to
That's
bed
like
at 7.
yeah, that's 7 hours of sleep.
I would still be sleeping. My body's like on a time clock. It's like almost conditional.
Yeah, I can't. I have trouble sleeping.
If you go to sleep at the same time every day and wake up around the same time every day, you will wake
I
up and
try to, but I have trouble falling asleep and staying asleep.
well, yeah, that's why you have to practice. Let's go, and
No,
then
I practice for
until you
for.
get it, you gotta have interviews and intervals of naps somewhere in between,
I
like
try.
10
I
to
can't.
20
Like
minutes.
I try to do it over 30 years. Like it's my brain doesn't do that. It's because I'm neurodivergent. Too. So it's like
I was crazy too.
I'm
I
not crazy. I'm
No, I had
neuro.
crazy sleeping habits too.
Yeah,
Okay, but you like, I
I
don't know.
practiced over 30 years. I
What did you
like,
do?
huh?
What did you
I
do?
try to lay down at the same time every night. Take naps in between. It does not work
No,
for me.
no. What's called what's your routine before you lay down? Huh?
Relax, brush teeth, relax, close my eyes.
Why would
That's it.
that's not a routine?
That's my routine. That's how I do every day.
No, and
A routine is something you do every day, and that's what I would do. So that's a routine is just a repetitive thing you do every day.
no,
May not
that's
be.
a habit. That's
I
not a
know
routine. It's a
habits
habit.
can be habits are
That's a
routines
habitual
though.
habit.
Yeah, habits can be routines.
If there's no
If you
there's no consistency in between,
if
that's a habit.
it was consistency. Uh,
No, let's call it thickening consistency, not a repetitive consistency.
yeah, and so, but yeah, for me, that was my routine. I would do that every
All right,
day.
get some sleep.
Every day. But I'm a fully awake now. I was going to say so.
No, I
Demisexuals.
wasn't. I was sorry. I was
Yeah.
talking to Vito because he said he was gonna get some sleep.
Oh, okay. No, so demisexual on the A spectrum because ace is just like sexuality to the spectrum, asexuality to the spectrum, right? Because demisexuals don't experience sexual attraction unless it's somebody that you're emotionally connected to, strongly, or a friend. Other than that, it's like you're asexual, you know. So somebody wants to explain asexuality and great ace and demisexual with cake, right? So let's say if you're asexual, completely asexual, that means if there's this cake, you may look at the cake. You may not think anything's wrong with the cake. You just don't necessarily want the cake. You might take a bite for someone else's pleasure, but you don't necessarily want the cake. A gray ace wants the cake every once in a blue moon, just very rarely. But a demisexual only wants the cake if it's their favorite cake ever in the world. That's the only time they want the cake. So it's all aspects of asexuality, but there's different spectrums or levels of it. So that's what I was doing because I'm also demi. So, that's, but I'm a demisexual and I guess a demi guy and demi romantic as well. So, so
I didn't think you what's good. I know what what's good. I know what demisexual is. I just couldn't figure out what did you mean like ace on the
ace,
spectrum. Yeah, that's what I
ace
was
is
talking about.
asexual. Ace is ace. Ace is just short for asexual. They shortened it to that.
So Muska, I know the reasonings and the levels because I'm just that type of person. If I
Yeah,
want to know, I'm going to go find out.
yeah,
I'm not gonna wait. I think
me
waiting
too.
for an answer is stupid because you are the one who has the question. You are the one who needs the answer. So why are you waiting on someone else? It's
Right,
dumb. Um, but like I just couldn't. I don't know. Growing up, so many things like have turned my way of thinking. Because before, like I said, I thought it was just like it doesn't really matter if you're just like semi-sexual to sexually attracted to something, then that's fine. But then it became annoying
right. And it would be
constantly.
annoying if people look at your virginity as a prize to win. That sounds like that's what it was. They looked at it as a prize to win,
Well,
and now
now
they think,
everybody's scared of it.
yeah, they're scared because they
Like,
think you're going to be super attached. Because the thing is too, the last 'cause I haven't dated anybody. Well, the last person I dated, we were 30 at the time, and she was still, and I didn't think anything like, oh, I'm gonna have it or something's gonna be wrong. It was just a lovely relationship, and it happened. So that's she didn't get, but she's also like me, neurodivergent and an introvert, so she didn't really feel like she had to do a lot of stuff like. So that stuff didn't happen like what people think is going to happen. It's never really happened. It's also because you're also an adult, so it's different. Your brain's fully formed. You're not going to get wild because you do it for the first time. I'm like,
oh no, I expect everything to be a little crazy. I'm a little more crazier than other people. And what's called it? I like to call myself a personal science. So I'm just so very curious and I have a lot of hypotheses. So I would like to conduct an experiment. So I want to try as many things as possible.
right,
And like some people, actually most people would rather not. Like they like where they are. They don't want to get out of their comfort zone.
right,
What's called it? And their comfort zone is pretty unique and small to fit their personal needs. But for me, I would rather find matching,
right,
let's call it things like that. But in order to find the matching, you gotta experiment. If you don't experiment, how you know? Stop.
right, right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Like I was called, and then even though I'm 30, like just
But
my day to day, even though I say
you're
I'm like
still a
tired,
baby. I'm
but
old, so
my day to day is like crazy, and I'm always constantly running. People constantly tell me, I think I could lose a little extra weight, but people is like you're so skinny because you're always running here, you're always doing this, you're always
yeah,
literally constantly
I
going.
li- yeah, I literally don't see where the weight would come from. Like, I don't,
Well, whether I lose 20 pounds, 10 or
yeah,
20 pounds, it won't actually show. Okay, because I've been in between 150 15 and 140 pounds for like since I was like 16.
yeah,
And I've never had like a large amount. And I have a large fibroid, so then I can't even tell what is my actual weight because the fibroid is just so big, and it can be in between like 8 to 15 pounds.
yeah, yeah.
So
5 words. Yeah, the 5 words you do. Those are hard.
Well, mine's is 10 centimeters, so it's pretty large. It's
Yeah, it's hard.
it's like a fetus.
So, are you? Let's see. How tall are you? If you don't,
I'm 5'6". I
five
did
six.
my weight distribution. I should be what's called it any weight in between 115 to 144 pounds.
Are you looking at the
54 pounds.
no?
It's
So those weight things I don't like because they make no sense for black people.
yeah. It was it kind well yeah. Before when I was much younger, technically, you know, for my height and for my height, I would should be 134 pounds. That and any number above that is considered overweight.
Yeah, well, I can't even think of the word that it's called, but that list is pretty much BS because they don't take into account how people's bodies are formed, the bone density, the
You mean
curviness or
the
less curviness of
BMI?
people's bodies. Yeah, BMI. Yeah, BMI is pretty much BS.
Yeah. And mind
Um,
you, like I have like what's called it. My bone structure is so mismatched. My torso is literally from here to here. This is my hip bone right here, and then my legs.
you have long
I'm
limbs.
5'6", 167 centimeters, and 87 of those is just legs.
I'm the same way because you're like 2 inches tall than the average height, 2 inches taller than the average height for a woman, so maybe slightly tall for a woman. Um,
No,
yeah, the average woman's 5'4" in America, or 5'3 3/4" if you're going to be exact.
did they just change it? Cause
No, it's been the same since like the early 2000s. I've been looking at it for 20 years. So looking at people have always assumed it was 5'6", but it was
I
always
didn't
it's
assume
been
I
five
what's
four.
called it. I didn't assume it was part of my health project in college.
Okay. Oh yeah, they told you, but that's in America though. The average height in different countries is different, and so
So
they
what's the
could have
average height
just
in different countries?
yeah. So they could have taken all the countries together, like as they and then made an average out of that instead of just doing America. So that could be it.
I
I think it's
haven't done anything like that. Well, what's called
yeah.
um
And the problem with holistic treatment is that anything can be called holistic and it doesn't have to be tested. There's some holistic that may be good for you, but
well no, my
it's hard to figure out which
OBGYN
ones are
just
good.
said it's large, and so because it's not doing anything, there's no reason to bother with it. But 87% of black women actually have fibroids. And
Yep.
out of those 87, more than what's called it, 50, about 50, 40 to 50% of them have fibroids over 5 centimeters. And by the time it's 5 centimeters, it should be removed. Mine's is 10. And my OBGYN said, well, we don't really see any problem with it, so we might as well
Is
just.
your OBGYN black?
She's brown. She's
She's br-
Hindu.
okay, so the thing with people, especially non-black doctors, is they don't listen to black women. Also, they're
Mhm.
taught that black people feel less pain,
I
especially
know.
black women. So here's a phrase you can use if you want them to do it and they don't want to. I don't know if you've heard it before. You might have heard it, but I want you to document refusal on your chart. Because if they document that refusal and then something happens to you, then it's their fault. And if you ask them to do it, they have to do it. So once you say document refusal on your chart, they normally come back. So you know your body. Okay, we're going to do this for you. You know. Uh,
Actually, I'm all right. I'm right now. I'm fighting with them because they haven't released my last records.
yeah.
I went to a fibroid center instead. What's called, but like, there really isn't any black OBGYNs near me.
Right.
As
That's yeah.
and
So
like finding them, it's really is a needle in a haystack because there are some that are what's called that are African American, but either you can't book them
right.
because they have specific clientele and they don't take anybody extra, or like they're new. So then
Right.
I'm just like, well, damn, you're new and you've never done anything like this before.
Right.
Because what's called I'm under like the same center, so I've met several different other Indian, OBGYNs, and they're like terrified to tell me something I already know. Okay, because I've already been through this,
Right.
but none of them could actually do anything in the first place.
Yeah.
I still don't even have my own personal records, and it's been nearly 2 months.
Right. And it's hard because you shouldn't have to be fighting and advocating for yourself while dealing with a health issue, right? But it's like we have to. So like the next time you see her, ask her for it to be removed again. If she says no, say I want you to document refusal in your chart and see what she says after that.
I don't think what's good. I'm pretty sure she don't want to see me again, and I'm already thinking of.
Oh, so you're not going to go back. All right.
You know, I'm not going. Let's go. I usually try to give people the benefit because I don't want someone to say, "Oh, well, you let's call it." I constantly have met doctors throughout my entire life. I've been sick with something, and they either tell me they don't know what the problem is, so they can't fix it, or they tell me I gave up before they came with a solution. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the solution. All right. If I have to keep putting up with more BS, I'm not sticking around for this. Okay. And I like to have my receipts lined up as the proof. So why I just couldn't do this shit anymore. Because a lot of people just be like, oh, well, I heard from so and so and yada yada. I don't like playing the damn telephone game. I'm not here for it. Okay. I got all my receipts. I have all my bullshit paperwork that you guys think you're doing, and then I make sure other people are in contact as well, so I drag somebody else into the goddamn loop. So if you want to say that, oh, I did all of what I was supposed to do, but then now we also got this third party, so
Right.
it's not just me, there's someone else too. Having two
That's good. Yeah.
than one is always better.
No, that is good because somebody should be a witness. I was going to say, I don't know how long to say this. I ask this because I am as well. But have you ever been evaluated or assessed for any type of neurodivergence, specifically like autism or ADHD?
No.
Uh,
I'm not actually
I'm
not. I don't really know. I know my sister. She has ADHD, and she has the aggressive form of ADHD. She got diagnosed when we were in elementary school after picking up a projector and throwing it at the teacher, and having a huge meltdown. I don't even think I had a chance to.
Yeah, I'm ADHD. So ADHD is I don't know if you saw what I said. It's being autistic and also having ADHD.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yes, and so but ADHD has a highly emotional components, but if you feel safe, they don't really come out, right? So I thought because I did well because I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and so they probably not understand what if you did well in school, you don't have ADHD because everybody with ADHD doesn't do well in school. I did excellent in school, so okay, I don't have this. But there's also times when the aggressive side came out, but only because I was dealing with teachers. Like I was in the gifted class one time, I was dealing with white teachers who saying racist things, and
Oh,
then
no.
the aggressive
I
just
did
came out.
amazing in school. I loved going to school because I
Right.
was so sick.
ADHD people can be amazing in school, but a lot of times I would do my work in the last minute and still get A's.
Oh
And
no, I'm the type of person that will do everything before it's due. Actually, I would do everything right when I get it, and then what's called it because I like my free time, so
Yeah.
I would always plan ahead. What's called I thought everybody was like very foolish to be sitting on the bus doing nothing other than waiting to be dropped off at home. So I would do my homework on the damn bus.
Yeah.
Okay, do all my homework, do all my projects that I needed to do on the bus on the way home. So that way when I got home, I had my free time. I
Yeah,
still try to plan for my free times even now, even though I work for 10 and a half hours and I live an hour away. That's what's good. It's like almost 12 to 13 hours out of my day. I still try to plan some kind of inner means in between my day for a what's called it. I call it a de-stress period. So it's just to myself, by myself, for myself.
routines, yeah. See what it's weird because I literally sometimes can't concentrate until the last minute. Like I literally can't do it. And then after when I did this stuff early, I would get worse grades.
Oh no,
And
I over concentrate. I like to be early. I don't like to be late.
I like to be early too. Like I like myself. Like I get to work 30 minutes to 1 hour before I have to be there. Right.
I don't get there that early. What's called
Yeah.
well because I'm a nanny, so like
Internet,
with the kids, it's their parents bonding time and what's called it in that mix. So I don't want to sever the connection. I used
No,
to
I
do
just
it
sit in my
there
car for that
early.
time.
Oh no, but like it's a dead zone. So
Yeah,
like it's a dead zone. It's a very uppity area, and you can't loiter there. You can't
yeah,
stay there. You
yeah.
actually have to go somewhere
I
else.
only go
Okay.
out to work 2 days a week, but that's as a teacher, teaching artist. I'm a professor, but I do that from home. And
Oh
so,
no, I'm a nanny, and like
yeah,
let's call it once. I don't want to make this sound like really bad, but like once the kids get like a whiff of me, they're like the hound dog. They're coming
of
for me.
course.
So let's call it, I they don't spend that much time with their parents anyway. So whenever it's that time for bonding, I let them have their bonding moments, and what's
Right,
it called, I try to show up. And like I live an hour away because I was already too close. Like it was to the really bad.
yeah,
Like the kids would say goodbye to the parents, and then when it came down to me, it was a tantrum. So I was like, okay, well now we're too close where the bond is stronger with me than it should
yeah,
be, with their parents. So whenever I try to give them that bonding moment, I back off. I know when to back off.
right.
Because
No, I
I have
mean,
no problem with that. I
and kids.
can't. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I constantly make sure that they give their parents the love and respect in return as well. Because like I don't do that
right.
whatsoever.
No, no. A lot of times the kids just have somebody different than their parents come. They get excited. It's not because they don't love their parents. They're just like somebody else, somebody else. Yeah. You know?
No,
And so, and the kids like you because you probably treat them like human beings.
no, they like they like their parents because they can get away with it a lot more. But it's just that I'm
Yeah,
always there, and I was called when I was a child. The one thing I wanted to be as an adult was to be a listening adult. Like
right.
no matter if I don't want to hear it for the 100th time, no matter, if I don't want to hear it at all, if I'm having a hard day or a stressful time, I still listen. And like being that one adult that's around that will always listen is a big contributing factor
That's
as to, even though we're like the parents think that I'm like crazy and the things that I do is crazy, and they don't
that's a,
understand how their child could be upset with me but still don't want me to go. I was like, that's because they know, no matter what, they know what they're getting, and they understand that I'm the one who's going to listen to them through and through, all the way through, no matter what.
that's what I'm saying. That's a level of respect that a lot of adults don't give children because they don't see children as humans, right? And so, like, I work just in a different capacity, but I also make sure that I listen because children they have thoughts and opinions and things, and they like to be heard. So when you listen to them, it's like, yeah, even if you do, like say, even if you do something they don't like, or even if they're upset, they still don't want you to go because they know there's an amount of care there, you know.
What kind of professor are you? Oh, sorry,
Uh,
not what kind. What type of professor? Because
HBCU, but right now it's English, and I also started teaching in women, gender, and sexuality studies. Then I'm also a theater teaching artist for elementary school.
sorry
And
about that.
yeah, I have an MFA in writing for the stage and screen, which is kind of an English degree. So that's how I got to the English department at the university I work at. But I'm also a theater art teaching artist for elementary schools as well. But I teach English first year composition, and I teach women, gender, and sexuality studies right now.
Oh, what's good? Well, that's good. You have fun at your job.
Yeah, it's my professoring is asynchronous, so I just set it up and I just follow and we'll get the assignments turned in and grade them. The theater teaching artist is fun and like dealing with kids, and it's fun that some of the kids even if they're not into theater, they still like it because they get kind of a break from being yelled at by their teachers. But yeah, do you enjoy being a nanny? Is that what you want to do, or do you have any other
I
career
love it.
goals?
I was a teacher for a while, but I don't. What's called? I was a teacher for younger students or younger kids, and I don't like the new way we have to teach our children.
What's the
What's
what's
called
it?
it's because now it's less about really teaching them, and it's more about meeting a certain quota.
Yeah, that's
And
it was
like
like that
it's
when I was growing up too.
well
Yeah.
it's well I don't wait, where are you?
I'm in California, but I didn't grow up in California. I grew up in Kansas City in the DMV.
Oh, okay. Well, I live in New York, and I what's called it like I still remember all my teachers all the way down to my pre-K teacher. And
Me too.
what's called it for even in pre-K, we had certain, goals when we're like completing it. Now, right now, there are no real goals for children to have a completion. Like, if I'm trying to build what's good, because technically we are building our children because they're going to be growing into an adult, but we still need to give them seeds. They're like what's called it. They're like it's like a garden when you have a class, and each child is a seed. And in order to help them grow, you need to give them certain things. But I don't like the fact that it matter that I can't give them the necessary things they need because not every child is going to be the exact same way. Now you can't
Oh yeah,
do that whatsoever. If I see a child struggling, how am I supposed to help when technically you're not supposed to do that anymore? And then also, what's called, they actually stopped, how should I say, grading because I've been a teacher and a tutor. So I've seen both sides of the spectrum as well. So thank you for that. I've seen both sides. So I've seen when I will send a student home with homework and they come back without it being complete because mommy and daddy said, well, it's very foolish. You're still young. You don't need to do the homework. Okay, so now and then technically now it's part of the curriculum. If they want to do homework, then they can do it. But if they don't want to do it, they don't have to. And I'm just like, so when your child grows up and they have to do a job based on how they feel, should they be doing this job or should they not? Do they want to do this job or do they not? Just because of how they feel. If you have a job, you're going to have to get up every day to go and do that job. Every day, like clockwork. It doesn't matter if you feel like going to work or not, you're going to do that. So I'm trying to understand, why would you implement that into the schooling when your child needs to understand the structure of doing certain things that they need to do? It's understandable. If it's a want and a need, is two different things.
right.
Okay, having that instilled in them, what's the difference between a want and a need, and working with the teachers. Some teachers don't like other teachers, and then they get their personal life involved in school. Then there's the parents that was called either are over parenting or under parenting, and then they try to constantly go to the school board, and then the school board changes it because they're so super tired about anything and everything, and none of the people on the damn school board has ever been in a damn school in the first place. I never understand, why would we put people in a school board to control the curriculum for teachers in schooling, and you've never actually taught a damn thing?
And there's a lot of bureaucracy in schools.
Yeah, I know. But like, I will never understand it. If you sit up and tell me that I need to make sure all the kids are passing, if they don't know certain things, they're not passing. I don't understand what would they need to pass. It just even what's called, there was only one teacher in my entire schooling from pre-K to college who has ever said to me, you guys are failing, said to me and my fellow classmates, you guys are failing, so I need to fake grades to make sure that I don't get fired in order to get you all passing. Mind you, she had never taught a single class.
Right.
She spent most of the time, just speaking to it was my Spanish teacher, and she just spent most of the time playing around, speaking to other kids, ordering food, not actually teaching the curriculum. What's so sad is I
had
did
a
not
French teacher
speak
like
Spanish.
that.
Yeah, I didn't speak Spanish, but I was the only one who turned in the damn work.
Yeah. It's hard. You have teachers like that. I think the homework thing is a little different because not all jobs, but for most jobs, you don't take that work home with you. And then I know teachers are saying that homework hasn't really helped them.
But school is
They like
like
doing
work.
it. They like doing in class work,
Yeah, but school is like work.
right? But I'm saying
School is not
homework.
home.
Most jobs
School is not right. But
you don't
that's the
take your work
thing.
home,
School, when you go to school, you leave your home, and then
right?
you have to do things in school. What's
Right.
called what's that homework is
Yeah.
supposed to be the review that you take personally by yourself. Because when you do your
Right.
job,
Right.
when you're grading papers and things like that, you're not in the classroom. That is after the classroom, but it's still part of your job.
Yeah. See, I normally do it in my class time. So,
Well, let's go it. But you're not
so
teaching. You're not teaching and
right,
doing the paperwork at the same time.
right. And so yeah,
So
it's just
that's the difference. So even what's called whether if you have a curriculum when you're teaching your curriculum, but
yeah,
after the curriculum, you're not grading and teaching the kids at the same
yeah,
time because you got to focus on the
there was
kids.
some teacher, he wrote a whole long letter, like open letter, about why he didn't think homework was a good idea. And he was a teacher, but there's others. It's just different philosophies of things.
But then
But
what's called it
or like
when I stopped
they
being a
started teaching cursive
teacher
too.
was like I said, I was also a tutor. Okay,
Yeah,
because this little girl, she could not read.
me too.
At the age of 8, she couldn't read anything at all. Okay, and then it didn't help when she was sent home with work that she had done in school. And what's going now? We're not allowed to grade the papers. You're not allowed to grade the
Right.
papers. You're only, and you're not allowed to tell them which ones they got wrong or which ones they got right. You're only just supposed to
Yeah,
write the encouraging words. And I'm
that's
just like,
insane. That's insane.
no, we're not.
No, that's insane. Like
No.
like and that's what I tell kids too. It's like, look, it's okay to get things wrong. You learn from that.
Yes, you need to know what you got wrong in order to get them
Yes, you
right.
get better. Yeah,
You
like
can't just say, "Well, I got it wrong, so oh well," or "I didn't do well, so oh
yeah,
well."
and that's the
You
same
know,
to say not to
that's the
tell
wrong
them
mindset to have.
to only tell them they got what they got right, not what they got wrong. To me, that is insane.
Yeah, well,
But
now you can't do that anymore.
yeah,
You're not allowed to do that anymore. You're only allowed to
yeah.
write, do better, or you did a okay job, or this was
Or
excellent. Like
they want the compliment
how
sandwich.
yes what's called yeah, but that's not how you build confidence. How you build confidence is through your achievements, and in order
Yeah.
for you to have achievements you need to fail.
Have you
So
there
like
was an episode of
I
there's
can't.
a new show called English Teacher, and they did something like that, and and it was like the people, he failed his whole class because they didn't read the book, and the parents are getting mad, the school board's getting mad, they're trying to fire him.
If you didn't read it, like what's called what blows my mind so much is that like even if you didn't read the book, there's so many other things. There are literally YouTube videos that people take the books and they make what's called it. There are several YouTube channels that take several books and make it into like a minor animation movie where you can watch it through. There's so
Right.
many books that are actually a movie. So if you didn't read the book, why didn't you do anything else? You didn't want to read the book? Fine. There's audiobooks. Those books even have audiobooks to the damn thing. So
Yep.
whether you read it or you listen, you got to do one or the other. But it's just everybody's now in the mindset is that if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. Okay, so I don't want to pay my rent today.
Uh,
So I don't have to do that. Well, why would you not pay your rent? Because I don't feel like I should have to pay my rent. What the hell?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's not to mention, it's too damn high, but yeah, especially in New York and LA and San Francisco.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you are supposed to teach kids, and
But
now
you
the kids
can't
so
teach kids.
and
You're
yeah,
supposed to, but you can't even do that anymore.
yeah.
It's not
Out
about
here, at least they're
teaching
not
kids.
telling. At least it's still telling them that they got something wrong out here for now.
For now. Okay. Yeah, but here
But
you
so
can't do that. You can't
yeah,
do that.
yeah,
It
but
was
yeah,
called it creates insecurities. I said,
my
wait, hold
sister
on.
is
If
a
you
teacher
do
in
something
Boston.
wrong, why is that insecurity?
Yeah, my sister's a teacher in Boston, and she's going through exactly what you're saying right now.
Yeah, I can't like
She
people like
teaches.
what's called I don't understand why teachers are quitting. Listen here, if I can't teach your child and you are encouraging your child not to be taught, what do you want from me?
Right.
What do you
And
want? I don't know what you want
I'm
from me.
I'm
Even
seeing
being
a
a
lot of the
tutor is
results.
crazy.
Yeah, I've seen the results of that for my college students, right? Who who don't think critically and don't know they can think critically,
Yeah,
you
no.
know, or like some people, like they're so afraid to get something wrong they won't say anything. I'm like, you,
Yeah, no.
this is
What?
participation.
Listen, when what's called my first year of college, what's called it? It's a community college, so it was like even crazier because I took the regular. That introduction to the college class
Yeah,
where like they try to guide you in a way to certain things. What's so sad about it is that it was one day out of the week. I made sure for early in the morning, and I didn't even need to go to it after half of the semester because we did a research project. What's good? We had to write out a research paper, and I was the only one that knew you needed a resource paper for
yeah,
the damn project. The only one out of like 25.
because you read the syllabus, didn't you?
And I'm just like, we did a research project in high school. Like you had to write a research paper in high school.
Right.
How did none of you know that there needed to be a source page for this? And
Well,
the teacher was like, you're the only one, literally the
yeah.
only one
Here's
out
the
of
thing.
everyone that did it. It wouldn't make any sense for you to come back because we now have to start all of this all over again.
Yeah, because the thing is too is that not all high schools are equal, right? So people are not learning the same things, and
But it was cool. But I also read everything through. I was the only
right.
one that
You
read
read the syllabus.
everything through, and nobody. And mind you, he kept saying it every class. Make sure you put down the source of where you got this information. He said it
Yeah,
every class. So not
I
only
had
did I read, but I also listened, and I'm just like,
so
what
I
the
used to have remote
hell?
classes where I would repeat everything like 3 times in each class, send people emails out about it, and it was also in the syllabus, and people would still come asking, "What are we supposed to do?"
Yeah, see, now I call out. What's good? One thing I do like being a nanny is that I can prepare them before they get there. Like both my kids are 2 and 4. They already know more than they should.
Right,
Okay, they already know more than they should. The 4-year-old can already read. What's called do simple math. What's called knows multiple languages. He's already ahead of his peers. The baby is the same way.
right.
What's called which is kind of like was probably a little too early for her to be knowing how to read, but
No, I was reading at
I
that age.
read, does
It's,
simple
it,
math, knows simple things. I'm just saying, like the
yeah,
preparation that I've been a nanny before I was a teacher, and what's called then I was a tutor before I was a nanny. So I feel like I got all the roundabout aspects of
yeah,
really getting a grasp over how bad the situation was. I thought it was before I fully stopped being a teacher, I was still tutoring, but then it kind of like dug deep once I started tutoring. I was like, holy shit, like these kids are going to be lost getting
right,
older. They're going to be completely lost. And technically it's not even going to be their fault.
yeah,
Like they have no control in the matter right now. The reason why kids and even some adult kids are so upset and get so angry and whatnot is because they don't know where to direct their energy. They have no
right,
idea where to direct the energy, and most of the time they're upset because they're confused and they don't know why they're confused. Why can't it be as simple as it was when they were younger? That's
yeah,
because when you were younger, people didn't put you on the same level. Okay, levels go up with your age. The
right,
difficulty goes up as you go up. Okay, so the reason why you're having such a problem, why it's not making sense to you, is because everybody kind of kept you at the same level. Nobody pushed you up a level, and you just
right,
stayed there, and nobody helped you get through the level that you're on. You got stuck and you stayed.
right.
And now you're an adult, and everybody expects you to do the things that you should do,
But you were
but
never
you
taught.
can't do it because you're still at the same level.
So I have an interesting thing about that because I was like the 2-year-old, right? So I was hyperlexic, so I was reading at an early age, and all that. But thing is,
I was too.
and the thing is, but so then I was
I
put in a
told
lot
my
of.
sister how to read.
I was put.
Apparently,
Yeah, I taught my brother how to read too. I was put in advanced classes, right? Because I was quote unquote advanced. But then putting in these advanced classes, I skipped the middle part, right? So then I could do algebraic equations before I knew how many inches were in a foot. You know, so a lot of the stuff that I didn't know, even though I was doing algebraic equations, people were like, how do you know? How do you not know this? But you can do this. I was never taught this. You know.
I think you got lucky. My mother refused to allow me to skip grades.
Yeah, I didn't skip grades. I just was in gifted classes, but yeah,
I wasn't allowed to get into gifted classes either.
yeah,
Both
yeah,
my sister, when we started school, the school didn't even want us to start at first grade. It was like it makes no sense for them to be in first and second grade when they're already doing third grade work. So why would you put them in first
right,
grade? And why then would it be okay if we just put them in special classes? It was a no to both of them. Just
yeah,
like so, you basically screwed your kids from the beginning. Does that?
yeah. I think even gifted classes in a way,
I
it,
wanted to
it
be homeschooled because
yeah,
I couldn't advance. My mother refused to allow me to advance. So then
right,
all of my schools refused to allow me to advance the way I was.
yeah.
I could have
That's all.
graduated. I was so upset when we moved because I had planned on graduating early from my previous what's called from my first high school because you could take night classes, double up, and graduate early. But for me, I was very upset because even though I didn't even take the night classes, when we moved, they got my sister and my names very confused because we're twins,
Yes,
and then
you have similar names.
yes,
Yeah.
like it's the first four letters of each other's names that we
Okay.
have, and they would constantly get confused. So they gave me most of my classes. By the time I was by the time I was a sophomore, I had all my credits for high school, but they don't allow early graduation in the school. So I was stuck there. I was just sitting there, stuck there. They gave me all types of bullshit classes that they had to make up because they didn't know where to stick me, and like none of them made any sense or did any help for me. I was
Yeah.
just stuck in school. I was like, I hate all of you. I hope you know that, like all of
Yeah.
you. Okay.
I I was able. I could have graduated a year early, but I decided to stay, and then I took more AP classes because I thought that would help me in college, and they did not. They did not accept my AP credits, so I was mad at that.
Which what's called mind you, it made what made me even more upset was that because they kept getting my sister and I confused, they actually gave my sister a college accredited class that my mother paid for out of pocket, and she never even went to the damn class. But they didn't even give me one. And I say, well, but hold on, you're talking to someone that has 110%. Okay, that is my GPA. My GPA is 110%, but you gave the college credit class to somebody that has a 57%.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out something is wrong here.
yeah. They weren't paying attention to the numbers. They were looking at the names and like just checking off stuff.
And mind you, they kept giving us the same guidance counselor.
Yeah.
I said, you don't give twins the same person. You don't give the person, we don't share. There's a reason why twins should not
Were
share.
you identical, you sister, or fraternal?
We're fraternal.
Okay.
So, which made even things worse because we're fraternal. We don't look alike. We don't act alike. We're complete opposites. My sister did not do very well in school. She had a very hard time doing well in school. Okay. And my mother is the type of a-hole that was like, well, my sister got diagnosed with aggressive ADHD when she was in elementary school, but she did not get the help that she needed or the medication that she needed
Right.
simply because my mother said, well, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what the drug would do. And so I just decided for her not to do it. I said, well, if you don't know, then you should find out. That's
Yeah.
what you're
Research.
supposed to do. Okay,
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, but I don't have the time for that kind of things. So you left your child that has aggressive ADHD just to fend for her damn self, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. You're supposed to your child. You research whatever's going on with your child. You should care about your child. But
So do you know what's going? Do you know how many times a teacher, the principal, has called me, removed me out of my class to go handle my sister's situation from elementary school all the way through high school? People constantly came to get me to fix my sister's problems.
right.
Not one person would call you to come fix it. Did you
And that's
realize that?
and that's too much pressure on a kid too, to
Yeah,
expect
well,
you to be the adult.
I was always the adult.
I know, but that's and you should not have had to experience that. Is what I was saying, But
Well,
yeah,
yeah. But you get a hand of life dealt with you, and you either make apple juice out of apples, or orange juice out of oranges, or you just grow your own goddamn tree.
yeah. No, you do well. Like I said, it's just a lot of different things going on. Um, but yeah, I have seen now like people can't. Like my sister did tell me she's in Boston, but she said like you can't tell them what they got wrong. You have to tell them that they did well, even if they
Yeah,
failed the test. I'm like,
yeah,
yeah,
you
that
can't
part
tell
doesn't
them.
make sense.
Not
I
what's called
understand some of the
apparently
new
it's
things,
like
but not that way.
abuse. It's almost
Yeah,
like child abuse, and I'm just
it
like,
is.
no, your child don't know shit.
It's
Okay,
child
so that's
abuse.
supposed to be you're supposed to correct.
It's like know what it is. It's like toxic positivity. You know, because some people they're so focused on being positive that they ignore the negative things happening around them, and so that's like the toxic positivity version of grading. But you have to tell them something good, even if they were not getting it right, because it's like you can't help them grow if you're telling them they did good with the D work. And so, luckily, like my teaching part, like I've done some teaching, I've done some tutoring, but now I'm teaching theater, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm also telling kids that can be wrong, like and if I because also we're mixing like parts of social justice into the theater and disability justice, but I'm asking them questions. It's like you can get it wrong, it's okay,
I
Get it wrong,
purposely
tell
I
you.
purposely let my kids fail. Let's go. There are a lot of times I back away and they can't understand it because like their parents do everything for them, and
Right,
when they struggle just a little bit, there's someone there. I was like, nope, you're gonna have to do this by yourself. You got it.
right,
I'll help you with encouraging words. I'll do that for you because that's what you're gonna get later on is some encouraging words, and you're gonna have to figure out how to
right,
apply those encouraging words. Like
right.
I can understand if someone's like berating you and beating you down constantly, then you have
Yeah,
less motivation. I'll give you encouraging words because that's literally what you're gonna get when you get older. You're not
yeah,
going. Nobody is going to literally hold your hand and coddle
right,
you through it. People are going to be upset with you and frustrated, and then you're gonna be wondering why is everybody so mad at me. I don't understand. I did everything I wanted to do, but why is everybody so mad? It shouldn't be this way because it wasn't like this way before.
right.
Exactly. Yeah, that's you're gonna get exactly that. Some encouraging words, and you're going to go ahead and level yourself and figure that shit out.
Yeah, and figure it.
Yep. It was
So,
like sadly enough, you want
but
it's
also,
it's
I've been
good
to
to
schools.
fail because you can progress. If you
Yeah,
don't know how to fail, you don't know how to progress.
right. And what I've also been to is schools that like go the opposite way of how they talk to kids. And I'm talking about that like they're in the military. I'm like, or they're punished just for natural child development things. And so,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I think there should be a balance to everything.
right,
You should not deny the balance, okay? Like what's good, you should know which is why I also say I like to say that I'm a personal scientist because I need to know what's going to be the balance. So yes, I'm going to test you to see where's your hard and soft places and where's the middle. Okay,
right,
if you are getting close to your hard place, that's still fine because you need to your kids need to know and experience where their own hard space. You can't tell them that. No matter
right,
what, they will never ever listen to you when it comes down to their own little hard spot, hard places, yada yada. They think they
right,
know best. That's what you're gonna do. Let them be. Let them figure it out. Back away. There's so many parents that I don't even take care of their children, but their children still listen to me, and then the parents come to ask me the
yeah,
dumb question. I say it's the dumb question. How do you get the kids to listen? Okay, well, can you trust your kids to fail? If you can't do that, then they're not going to listen to you.
Right. No, I think
Your kids don't, I think every kid now is so scared if they fail, everybody's going to leave them.
yeah, and I think I believe in the balance. So some people are going too far with I got to be old school. Other people going too far with the new school flowers. Like it does have to be a balance, because there are some things from this school we can learn. There are some things from old school we can learn, but there's also a lot of bad stuff in old school that we need to unlearn. There's also a lot of bad stuff in this school we need to unlearn.
I think, I think, I think every parent, the first thing they should do is to learn to listen. Every
Right.
person that's involved with children needs to learn to listen. It's hard. It's the hardest thing. I swear to God, it's the hardest thing you can
Yeah.
ever do. Because there's some days you just don't want to listen. I don't want to hear shit. I don't
Yeah.
want to do this. I don't want to listen. But you have
Other-
to. And it's
Yeah,
hard.
you have to. And those kids that when you ask them a question, don't answer with nothing that had to do with the question you asked them. It's like, listen, it's like, how you doing today? Well, my mommy is a nurse. My mom is a nurse, and then I have a dog and a cat, and then my cat died, but then we got another cat. But you gotta listen to the whole thing, because there's something in there. But yeah, I think listening to kids is important. A lot of kids don't feel listened to, and that's why they don't feel respected, or like they can't go to their parents for things. You know. Yeah.
Oof.
Are you going to nanny today?
Yeah. Every day. Let's go it Monday through Friday. Let's go it. Actually, oh man, it's like 6:20. Gotta go because I gotta get washed and ready. I gotta leave in like 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay. All right. Good. I'll have a good one. I have followed you, and I'll look. Miss Rain.
I followed you back. Let's go. Everybody keeps asking me if it's a nickname, and I'm just like, no, Rain's on my birth certificate.
Rain's your name. Okay. Like Rain Pryor.
No, like it falls.
Yeah.
It was cool. I'm Rain, like the weather, because sometimes it's like refreshing, and sometimes you feel like it's too much, but like it's you know it's coming, but you can't predict it. You don't know if it's going to be light rain, a mist rain, heavy rain, a downpour. It's good no matter what.
So the name you were
And over
given
here it's
fit
been
you.
crazy. Like over here is like madness. One day we'll have like a really light rain. One day it's like bipolar. Like it rained 20 minutes and then for 2 hours it doesn't rain. Then it rains for an hour and then it stops raining for 20 minutes. And then it rains for like 3 hours and then it stops for like 5. It's like, what the hell? All
It
right, and
sounds
then
like Chicago.
which is crazy. And then I feel like there's some weird craziness that's always outside for me. I went to go visit my friend. She's not doing too well, and on my way there, a fire broke out at the shooting range. And I'm just like, and mind you, the fire's next to not only is this next to what's called a junkyard, but it's also next to a gas station.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And I gotta drive past this. Just yesterday, what's called just yet the day before yesterday, because at night on my way home, somebody had a car accident. Okay, and where I work, there's barely any lights, so it's completely dark. So when you get into an accident, it's not like a little accident. It's a bad accident. This person done took out a light, the whole pole to the light. It took out a couple trees. And it's a one road for both ways. So then the police officers had to shut down the roads, but they only did it the one way, and they didn't even think about doing it the opposite way because it was just so much debris and stuff everywhere. They didn't even think that, hey, maybe I should like do this side as well. Even though the car crashed on the opposite side, I should also stop people from coming this way. But it's in front of a country club. So there's no way to stop that kind of traffic coming.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for the car. Like the car looked I don't think I've ever seen anybody's car as worse than my sister. Even though I had my own car accident, because I slid on black ice up there.
Oh, that's all.
'Cause
Yeah.
it snowed. It wasn't even supposed to snow. It had rain and it was supposed to stay rain, but out of nowhere it snowed. And I wasn't even on the road for a minute. Okay. And it was, luckily, I would have felt like an incredibly bad driver, but luckily there were like, well, luckily, unluckily, there were 7 other car accidents as well with me. So, you know, I would have felt like a really terrible driver. Like maybe this was all my fault. But there were other people that, you know, had the same thing. So I was like, okay, I feel a little bit better. I'm not
Yeah.
that shitty of a
Right.
driver.
Yeah. I've slid on black ice before, but luckily nobody was around whenever I did it, so I was able to.
Yeah, no, nobody was around. It was in my where I work is like it's very secluded and it's like in the upper part of Long Island where you wouldn't think there would be like just wildlife and trees and whatnot. I was just so happy a deer didn't come into the road. But I wandered up halfway up the side of an incline on the hill that I was on. So I actually had to fall out of my passenger's door. I had to climb over because I couldn't even open my driver's door, and I had to fall out of the passenger one. But the worst car I've ever seen was my sister's car. Like that car, it literally folded like an accordion. I had never seen that. And she was cut, and I keep telling my sister, I was like, you don't know how lucky you was to be alive in that damn car. Because the whole thing was just, it was so bad. Like the some of it didn't even fold. It just came up like wings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right.
She slammed right into what's called a pickup.
Oh yeah. And those things are heavy.
Yeah, well, she had a Toyota. And those. So that's like a box of crowns. Taking a box of crowns and running them over. How it looked. Moby D. Movie or Moby D? I don't know how to pronounce that. Some people.
Yeah, I think Moby D. I think it's a play on the word on the book Moby Dick.
Moby D.
Yeah.
Thank you for the likes. I forgot this sticker was here. I didn't even this was here for my last one.
All right.
Dolphin. Wait, you
That's it, the dolphin, yeah.
Thank you. I get so confused by these damn gifts and whatnot. I wanted, you know, the ones that make sounds. I like the ones that make sounds and whatnot. I never know what sound it's going to make. And I know how to get every now and then those people who always think I'm lying, they give me the cap. And I think it's even worse because they know I don't like purple.
You don't like purple?
I don't like purple.
I like what's wrong with purple?
Purple is my kryptonite. Only bad shit happens to me when I get purple.
Oh, okay. So not the color, just the history of purple. Oh, okay.
No, I also didn't like purple because my mother always felt that me and my sister should dress like twins. So her colors were pink and mine were purple. And we don't like, what's called? She likes purple and I like pink.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I like both
Actually,
purple.
I like blue. I like blue more than I like pink, but I do like pink.
No, yeah, I like pink. What's funny? Like, aside the colors, gender never really made sense. But when they first tried to do it, pink was for boys and blue was for girls.
I know.
It was funny.
And everybody say purple was for royalty, but it wasn't. It was indigo. It was a royal blue, and then blue started running out. So then they started making it indigo, and then from indigo it became purple. And I'm just like, before purple was a royal color, royal blue was the color because it was a very scarce color in order to find, and that's how they wound up getting purple because they kept running out of blue.
Yep.
Something wrong. Can you guys learn shit first, please, and thank you. Like, if I don't know something, I want to know it.
Yeah. Me too. I like to look up stuff up. I research random things. I'll go down the rabbit hole of research on one thing, for very long periods of time. But
Heighten focus.
no, you gotta go. So
Yeah, I know. I just feel, yeah, I have to go. I absolutely have to go. Now I have less time. Anyway, it was great talking to you. It was great
you
seeing
too.
everybody that came into my life. I thank you so much. Don't think I didn't notice. I've already refollowed you. All right. So I'll hopefully see you next time.
Awesome. All right. Bye bye.
Get some sleep. Get some extra sleep.
It'll probably be in the afternoon.
This is why you fall asleep in the afternoon. You're up. Try to
No,
take.
I was sick yesterday, so I came. I just needed a rest.
I don't even get a rest. Let's call it. Even when I had 105, I went let's go. Last year I got strep and I went up to 107, and I probably should have been in the hospital, but I didn't go because I still need to work.
Yeah, I got strep earlier this year for the first time.
It's harder for me to recover from strep because I'm allergic to penicillin.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so when they gave me the medication, it was like, you got like a 40% chance this is gonna work. If it doesn't work, you have to go to the hospital by the end of the day.
Yeah, the reason I knew I got strep because I woke up and my throat was swollen. It was swollen inside my throat, and I couldn't talk and couldn't swallow.
Oh.
So I had to tell my mom to take me to the hospital.
Oh. Okay, well, my strep was a lot worse. I wound up bleeding
Bleed.
from my
That's right.
throat, and then I actually had to cough up a lot of blood. What's called it? Pieces of my throat was actually being ripped out. And then when I
Yeah.
took the medication, it made it just even worse because then all the sores. I had sores. You can
Oh,
see
yeah.
all the sores in the back of my throat, and they were already oozing. So when I took the medication, like I had to, they couldn't even go. My body was physically rejecting all of it, so I had to cough all of that out.
Yeah.
It was just,
Luckily,
it,
I react well to medication. They just gave me they put me on the IV to my throat.
no.
That was not swollen anymore.
I wish I would have went through that. I would have been happier. It
Yeah.
was me days. It was days of me doing that. And I have a phobia of vomiting. So, like,
Same.
anyway,
Same.
let me go. I gotta go.
Okay, bye.
Bye.